Hummel Park is a 202-acre park filled with winding roads, rugged forest, trails, and rest areas. The land that Hummel Park is on has a history that dates all the way back to 1809. Joseph Robidoux built a fort right at the corner where John J. Pershing and Ponca Road intersect. Joseph's fort was bought out in 1822 by the American Fur Company, and later called Caban's Trading Post, named after John Pierre Caban. Caban's Trading Post hosted historical names, such as Peter A. Sarpy, who laid out the towns of Decatur and Bellevue, Nebraska. The land was abandoned for 70 years after the American Fur Company closed its doors, until 1930 when it was donated to Omaha by a wealthy real estate family. In the 1930s, the park featured a new addition of around 200 stairs built from limestone. The stairs are damaged by use and lack of maintenance. Not only are the stairs an iconic feature of Hummel Park, but they're also shrouded by urban legends. Legend has it, they're cursed, the stairs morph, and that it's impossible to get the same count going up as you get going down, which is why the stairs are more commonly known as the morphing stairs. The morphing stairs attract many people to the park just to count them, a task which often proves more difficult than it seems. The stairs are also known as the Stairway to Hell, which leads to the Devil's Den. I've heard stories about satanic rituals that have taken place in the Devil's Den, as well as the pavilion at the top of the stairs. It's said that in the early 1900s, African Americans were lynched and hung in this park, and that the trees still hang over as a result of these horrific events. We found strange caves located in this park. Local joggers have reported finding animal body parts next to the trails in the woods. There's even stories about evil albinos that live in the forest, and an apparition ghost car that will chase you out. If you don't believe in the urban legends that surround Hummel Park, then let's talk about the deaths and the tragic events and the murders that have taken place in Hummel Park. An early settler by the name of Jacob Klantenoff was allegedly murdered by his wife, and his body was allegedly buried in Hummel Park. In 1927, an aged lady by the name of Mathilda Berggren died from a malfunctioning car. Her destination was Hummel Park. In 1930, Robert Riddinger shot in the chest, and apparently the police concluded that it was suicide. It turned out he was murdered by two bandits with his own pistol. In 1933, Rosemarie Engel. She was projected from a car before it flipped and landed on her, crushing her skull. Her car accident was the 42nd car accident in Omaha. In 1936, working crews find skeletal remains buried in the park. Originally thought to be an Indian, the remains were later identified as a soldier because of a military pin that was found on the remains. Local Boy Scouts reburied the remains on a cliff top overlooking the Missouri River in Hummel Park. In 1945, Boy Scouts discover an Indian skull which they use as an ornament for a totem pole. In 1947, a man by the name of Freddie Freeland was killed by a drunk driver while riding in a hayrack ride. In 1960, a wife was murdered by her husband and her body was left in a ravine in Hummel Park. In 1975, the body of Ilsa Nelson was found in Hummel Park. She was burned and brutally beaten. In 1980, accidental suicide. Stephen Oldham was found in the bed of a pickup truck. The acting coroner stated that he had accidentally overdosed on tranquilizer. In 1983, an 18-year-old prostitute was beaten and murdered. Her body was left in a ditch by Hummel Park. In 1992, a 15-year-old is shot and killed over a car stereo system. In 1998, a young man was beaten and stabbed. He managed to write his attacker's name in his own blood and still made it to a nearby residence to call for help. 2005, the murder of an innocent 12-year-old girl. 2008, car accident. A teen was projected from his car and pronounced dead on scene. Hummel Park has a 91-year history of bad events and is no place to be after dark. It's equipped with a motion camera that plays an audio warning as it takes a photo of you, and timed gates to help deter late-night visitors. There are old roads in this park that have been blocked off permanently, that have been forgotten, and strange things that just add to the lore of Hummel Park. What you're about to see is amateur footage that was recorded over 4 years ago. We didn't have the majority of the information I've presented here. There is no acting. There was no planning. The following clips are the documentation of our experiences.
We got our infrared. We got shitty sound on our camera. We're doing this really low budget. We're doing this probably like $350, I think, on this little project here. This is our fun for the summer. We've never done this before, and my infrared ain't much help. It is pitch black here, dude. Look. I can see the...
infrared does not go very far.
Well, then we're in for a spooky ride. Right, we're now walking towards Devil's Tower, they call it, Devil's Cliff. Has several different names. Some people use it for a slide.
Yeah.
People say that there's been a lot of suicides here. We don't know.
Devil's Slide is basically just a cliff that you can like hike all the way down to.
We did our research. There was a bunch of murders here, but we could only go back to 1983. And probably got about 7 murders here. I mean, countless others. This place where we were just at, the pavilion, supposedly satanic rituals.
When I first started, I only had one camera and about an hour's worth of video recording time, so I apologize for parts of the video that are only audio.
Hey. That's a memorial. Take a shot. You have your camera? I do. It's crazy, man. I just happened to look over and bam, look what I find. A memorial.
Snap a bunch of pictures. Are these the trees they're referring to?
What?
These are the trees they're talking about, but look how thin they are.
Yeah, look at all these trees. These are all leaves. These could be the other trees.
Yeah, but they're on mountains. You can see during the day when we came here, they're on mountains, so. We just got our picture taken. I wonder how many people get their picture taken. Hey, look. One of the things we saw on a YouTube video was the star here. You guys can see the star. The star here, they believe they did rituals here at the star, and you can kind of see like a little black ring around it when you look at it. Cody, you want to take a look at this camera? Look at this picture. As if there's a fire, there was in fact a circle that goes around the tip of the stars, just like a pentagram. Mm-hmm. You see it? Oh, shit. This park is incredibly dark at night and hard as fuck to see.
Yes, and I have actually got hurt right here. I tripped over one of these.
That night we experienced brand new batteries mysteriously die for no reason.
Split second. Put this up here. See, we need to get some shit to hook up to it. Here we go. It was working and now it's not. Weird.
It's too far away from the receiver?
No. I think it would have been picking up back there, and I got sparks now, it's not even coming on. It's weird. That's another thing that happens. Your electronic shit will freak out sometimes.
That night we also captured a few strange sounds from the audio log that Cody was wearing on his arm. I don't necessarily consider them EVPs, because the audio was definitely contaminated. though I still thought the audio was worth documenting.
Fucking, dude, we should have walked over there and checked it out, but it looked like it was taking pictures. It's like, what the fuck? I ain't never seen that shit at a park before. That's got to be new.
It's not closing time yet. I don't think it's normal. You have to see back there and show you. Well, he's lined up. I think he's not moving. I know something else. The one move it didn't move. Are you tapping anything? Are you tapping the ground with your foot or anything?
No.
Is that lightning?
No, it's a plane.
You hear that? Did you hear that? What do you think that was? I wish I would have had my recorder. I've been recording the whole time. Maybe in my pocket. Not even. I know something else. The one move it didn't move. Not even. I know something else. The one move it didn't move. Not even. I know something else. The one move it didn't move.
Well, look at the bright side, dude. With the recorders going and shit, there'll be a record of us, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, look at the bright side, dude. With the recorders going and shit, there'll be a record of us, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Over his head, pan around, so he can turn.
Yeah, find the light. Yep, got it.
Phone ain't ideal because you don't have a light attached to it. I will remedy that.
Oh
my God!
The moved camera.
The light came on by itself. Get it on tape. Get on tape. Get on tape.
Here.
Holy cow!
Do you have it set up for light or darkness?
No, it's set up for movement.
And the wind just picked up.
No, the wind. It came on before the wind. I saw it.
But no, but after.
It could have been the tree. See?
But dude, the wind didn't pick up
Just
till after.
record. We'll see what it does when it holds still. Just record, dude.
It was the tree, dude. It was the wind.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, I got goosebumps from that.
So I'm filming that there is no leaves, no nothing that seemed to be around here that could have blown.
The trees that are up
Unless
there
it
couldn't have
was-
done it, and there was no wind before.
The only explanation would be those over there, but that's almost too low for the
Dude, that was
motion sensor.
Okay, now it's going to record the highest and lowest temperature and the highest reading that it gets. There's nothing. Zoom in on the camera over here and show us all zeros. Don't get it too close because you'll set it off with getting mad. Cody, swing it around.
Oh yeah, it's going up.
No, just leave it. It's all zeros. I want to point out there's nothing here. So if we come back and we get a recording from this thing, then we know something happened.
If you get your camera closer to it, it'll go up.
All zeros, nothing. Hasn't even moved.
The number 777 has meaning both in numerology and religion. Most notably, 777 represents the threefold perfection of the Trinity. Many believe that when you see 777 that your guardian angel is watching over you.
I heard some of the trace. Let's go back and continue what we're doing. And we're going to keep an eye out.
We're over here. You back up over here with us? Are we going to ask a question? Not yet. Tonight's not about a ghost hunt. It's going to accomplish some basic stuff. We'll be back. This has been here for a long time. Can we at least ask and see if someone wants to turn on the light?
EVPs, we will get to EVPs. And maybe we should jump on it, but first we need to flip this more organization.
Okay, I can't really see anything.
You will if it lights up. That's the point.
Oh. Alright, Cody? Somebody want to turn on the light?
Let me know when we're recording.
I'm recording.
I've already been recording.
We're here at Hummel Park. We're in an area where there's a parking lot right behind Cody, the guy who's recording right now. This parking lot is blocked off.
Dude, it turned on.
Shine up the trees.
Holy cow. Did you catch Dude, that? then the wind picks up soon
Did you catch
after.
that?
What?
Did you catch that, Cody? There was no wind. Did the wind pick up that time?
Yeah, the wind picked up after. It turned off. Someone want to turn the light on? Somebody there, if they want to turn the light on, go ahead.
There's no
Dude.
trees moving. Look.
And then the wind comes up after.
The wind comes
You
afterwards.
have like an audio recording or something.
Here, let's get an EVP. We're going to do an EVP. Okay. Is there anybody here? Let's go ahead and back it up.
Roll out the tree. There's nothing. Okay,
Well, the wind's going too. And what's the distance on that? How far up does
Should we want
the...
to set more on the floor? Because now if there is something that knows about the light, say we're going to move the light.
You going to move the light?
Yeah, we're going to move
Yeah,
the
move
light.
the light to a new location and see if it still continues to go off like crazy.
This shot was taken at the same location the light was going off. There are no trees within 3 meters of where we placed the light.
I wonder.
Yeah, this light.
Stop.
What? It turned off finally.
The light's doing it. You have the light thing set up.
The light's
Really
doing
back
it?
up. We'll find out.
See if we turn it on. Cody, shine your light on it. It's not the light. It is. Let me set it to dark. It is the light. But that doesn't explain why it went off when the wind blew. Because I wasn't pointing the light on.
dude.
It's only supposed to be in light. We'll change its setting. You want to record me doing this? Yeah. You got it where you can see it? Let me
Yeah, shut that light off. Let me do this one. The infrared
Thank
maybe
you,
won't
Cody.
glare as bad.
So now we have it on all the way dark. I'm going to move it to all the way light. So if it's all the way light, it shouldn't work. Let's go ahead and test it with our light.
Alright, back up more. Okay, lights on. Here goes James walking towards the light. Turned on.
Okay, so right here. Okay, light. Nothing. Light. Cody's got a bright light. It doesn't. Maybe he's got infrared. And that light is setting it off.
Okay, but let's
Hold on,
just...
let's test Cody's now. Cody. Now, we're going to test just your light.
My light's on, been on the whole damn time.
It could be getting set off by the infrared lights, too. Are you
No,
hitting it?
I've been hitting it the whole damn time.
Turn your infrared light off of it. You're recording. Put it in your pocket or put it in your case. Don't use that light. The whole point is not to use infrared. I don't want to see if the infrared's setting it off.
Well, I'm pointing right at it and ain't doing shit.
So we want to make sure that it's Cody's light. I'm shutting off my light. My light doesn't set it off, okay? We're recording this. Can you see?
Yeah, we're recording the whole thing. It
Right.
hasn't done
Can you see
anything.
Anything? Okay, you can't even see.
There, it turned on.
Yeah, but not for me. I had it pointed here.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's turned on.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Something's not...
Just sit here with it off. Don't do anything.
Someone want to turn on the light?
Somebody want to turn on the light? Is there anything messing with it? Turn the light for us again without us doing anything.
Walk by it, something. Dude.
EVP approval. No. Then I'm going to have Cody do anything.
Okay, so I gotta switch this to record.
Back up.
I gotta switch this. Hold on. There we go.
I'm recording. I can see you. You got time, Cody? You always need to scan for stuff. Phone should tell you time. I just want to point out that there is nothing, no trees above here, just the black sky. Okay, stop. Alright. Dude, it went off. Wait, it's not doing nothing. Does that tell you something, Cody? Get the footage on camera. Point the infrared at it and point out it's not doing anything. Walk
Okay, I did point the infrared camera at it.
You did, but turn off again.
Still moving too.
Okay, no, infrared was off.
We almost need to test that inside.
Infrared was off.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
don't move. You just shut it off.
You had to shut that off. You were still doing it? Anyway, that thing's been going off all night.
We're on right now.
First thing we're going to focus on is you can go ahead and kill your infrared. Just hit the switch. It just went off again. I want to make note of that. The light just went off again.
And we're back.
And nobody was pointing anything at it.
So I took Cody's suggestion and I thought I would do some experimenting with the light. I'm about 6 foot 3 inches away from the light. The light's distance is actually around 9 point something, almost 10 feet away from the light. So I should be able to set it off, but I notice moving a little slow, I can't set it off. Camera move really slow too. If I'm here, which is above a 90, it doesn't pick up my arm, even though I'm really close to it. But if I stand up, I think this more has a 30-degree angle instead of a 90-degree angle. And I have to get pretty close to it for it to go off. There's a couple different reasons, aside from Cody's suggestion, that I'm doing this testing. I'll also read to you how the light works, basically. So I'm going to test it with 3 different lights here. The whole time a low-powered infrared light is pointed at it from the camera, which you can clearly see it's not setting it off. The first light I'm doing a test on is a camping flashlight, LED, moving around, and it's not setting off the light at all. It's a pretty bright one. The second light I will be trying is a heavy-duty triple LED, and it does not appear to be setting the light off. So the next one I will test is the very same infrared lights, I should say, that we're using at the ghost hunt. I can't see the light with my eyes, so I'm kind of wiggling it everywhere. It does not appear to be setting off the motion sensor light at all, or the infrared does not appear to be setting it off. So we've tried those 3 lights. What I'm going to try now is another infrared light, just like the one we just used, except for this one has 5 lights instead of 4. And hopefully I'm hitting the light, because once again I cannot see the light. So that didn't set off the light. Next, I'm going to use an S7. This is the actual one of the cameras that the footage was actually recorded on. Okay, so now I have the camera on that we used while we were out there. One of them, it's called an S7. I'm going to hit record and actually show you that footage. I'm going to move it all around. See, even with my movements, I'm not setting it off. And what you saw in front of the screen was the little lasso that goes around your wrist in front of the screen. And as you can see, nothing is setting this thing on unless I get really close to it and I move. Any sensitivity on this thing, I can't really see it with this infrared, but I turned it all the way up. So we're going to let it shut off again. We're going to move really slowly with this camera. Get really close to it. It's not setting it off. So that is pretty much that. In the last test, I showed you that regular lighting and infrared lighting do not set off the motion sensor light. I'll further prove that by showing the specs and instructions to this light after this test. What I'm doing in this test is I'm throwing coins over the top of the light, and you'll see a large panel there on the table. That is the back panel to the light. I'm going to throw that over the top of it as well to see how large an object actually sets this light off. To the right, I have an infrared light. I cannot see that light with my eyes. That is to light up the shot a little bit so it's not so pixelated. Without further ado, here we go. Now, as you can see, when I get close to the light, it'll actually set it off. So it is working. I'll reach down here and scoot the coins over and the panel over. And we're going to wait for the light to go off. I'm going to stand back here behind the camera, moving my arm to see if I can set it off. Apparently, I'm at a good enough distance I can't set it off. So the first coin I'm going to throw is the dime. Did not set it off. Throwing the nickel. Did not set it off. I'm throwing the quarter. Did not set it off. Throwing the large panel. Even the large panel didn't set it off. So what I'm wondering is if this light picks up on EMF or something like that, because you can see as I reach forward with my hand, it sets it off. So I'm going to try something else here. I'm going to take my Yeti mic. I'm going to stick it out there. Passive infrared motion detectors detect emitted infrared energy given off by humans and animals in the form of heat. The light could have been set off from a focused infrared light. How did the light go off when no infrared light was pointing at it, since movement of an object alone cannot trigger the light? Insects, while using their muscles to fly, produce small amounts of heat that may be visible to an infrared sensor. Were insects the culprit? We captured two pictures that might indicate something else. In this first picture, you can clearly see an orb flying towards the light. And in this second capture, you can see that the orb flew right past the light. But this was not the only encounter we had.
Is there anybody here that can use this? You should record this on your digital recorder.
I'm recording on camera right now.
Oh, you are?
Someone here messing with the light. Light just went off.
Are you over here by the light? Give me a light. What's your name? Do you have a name? Is this light just going off because of bugs in the air? Kind of like it's a no right there.
Dude.
We're going to switch to FM. Use the energy from that light to talk into it. You have my permission. You have my permission. You have my permission. What's your name? You don't want to talk now? You know what? I'm putting down the antenna. So I'll put it. What is your name? Okay, can you say... What was that? Can you say anybody's name here?
Sound like I
Sound like
said Cody too. I said it again, dude.
Cody. Can you say anybody's name here?
Sound like I
Sound like
said Cody too.
Can you say anybody's name here?
Sound like I
Sound like
said Cody too. I said it again, dude.
Cody. It said Cody. Can you say somebody else's name here? Come on, use the energy from that light. Talk to me. What's my name? Didn't come through clear. What's my name? What's his name?
Dude, that's weird.
What's his name?
Whoa.
That's what I'm talking about. Holy cow. Cody, Ace, but it didn't say James.
Can you say James?
No. What's your name? Recording.
Oh, because
Are you still here? What would you like to say to us?
what is that?
Give it 30 to 45 seconds. Take the energy from that light. Take the energy from our cameras. What do you want to say? Spread out a little, guys. Cody, you stay on your recording. What is your name? Yeah. Are you still here? I don't think you're still here. Yeah. Are you still here? Yeah. Are you still here?
Yes, I did.
Something fucking came down that at us. Fucking dirt rolling, and this is the size of a fucking large dog or person. Like, almost like a person was running down at us.
Dude, you see that light in my car?
That's the motion sensor, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Why would the motion sensor go off by itself? In my car? Holy cow, are you getting this? Let's zoom in on this. In my car, see the top light? We're going to go to it.
That light in the window, that's the motion sensor.
It just went off by itself inside my car.
Motion sensor just went off.